Welcome to the Pariksha Academy. Today's topic is wetlands and their geographical distribution. Wetlands and their geographical distribution. Wetlands are areas where land remains permanently or temporarily saturated or inundated with water, creating an ecological transition between terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems. Wetlands include lakes, marshes, swamps, floodplains, oxbow lakes, riparian areas, mangroves, lagoons, tidal zones and certain human-made water bodies. Wetlands are transitional zones between land and water. Water availability is the major factor determining their soil characteristics, vegetation and biodiversity. Wetlands in India show remarkable geographical diversity, ranging from high-altitude Himalayan lakes to the floodplain wetlands of the Ganga-Brahmaputra system and coastal lagoons and mangroves. Classification of wetlands. Inland wetlands include natural lakes, marshes, oxbow lakes, rivers, floodplains, high-altitude lakes and waterlogged areas. Coastal wetlands include lagoons, estuaries, mangroves, tidal marshes, creeks and other waterlogged coastal areas. Human-made wetlands include reservoirs, ponds, irrigation tanks, salt production areas and certain artificial water bodies. Himalayan wetlands. The Himalayas contain numerous high-altitude wetlands, many of which originated through glacial and tectonic processes. So Moriri and Sokar in Ladakh are important high-altitude wetlands. They support distinctive cold desert ecosystems and migratory birds. Vular Lake in Jammu and Kashmir is one of India's important natural freshwater lakes and wetlands. It is connected with the Jhelum river system. Hokaza wetland in the Kashmir Valley is an important habitat and staging ground for migratory birds from Central Asia. Pong Dam Lake, Renuka and Chandatal are important wetlands of Himachal Pradesh. Asan Conservation Reserve and several high-altitude lakes constitute important wetland ecosystems of Uttarakhand. Wetlands of the Northern Plains. The Ganga Plain contains numerous floodplain wetlands and oxbow lakes because of its gentle gradient, river meandering, floods and frequent shifts in river channels. Important wetlands of Uttar Pradesh include the Upper Ganga River stretch, Saman, Samaspur, Sandhi, Parvati Erga, Sarsai Navar, Sursarovar and Hadarpur. Tal, Lake, Chars and oxbow type wetlands are particularly common in eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Kabatal or Kanwar Lake in Bihar is an important floodplain wetland. Its development is associated with the geomorphological processes of the Budhi Gandak river system. Harik wetland in Punjab is situated near the confluence of the Satluj and Beas rivers and is an important human-influenced wetland of northwestern India. Wetlands of Rajasthan. Despite its arid climate, Rajasthan contains important freshwater as well as saline wetlands. Koledo National Park at Bharatpur is a famous wetland and bird habitat. Its hydrological regime is substantially influenced by human water management. Sambhar Lake is Rajasthan's most important inland saline lake and wetland. Wetlands in arid Rajasthan are particularly sensitive to fluctuations in rainfall and evaporation. Wetlands of central and peninsular India. Wetlands associated with river valleys, natural depressions, reservoirs and irrigation tanks are widely distributed across central and peninsular India. Bhoj wetland in Madhya Pradesh consists of the upper and lower lakes of Bhopal and represents an important urban wetland system. Yashwant Sagar is another important human-made wetland of Madhya Pradesh. Nanda Madhameshwar in Maharashtra is an important wetland associated with the Godavari and Kadwa river systems. It is sometimes described as the Bharatpur of Maharashtra because of its rich bird diversity. Lonar Lake in Maharashtra occupies a meteorite impact crater and is notable for its unusual geological and ecological characteristics. Telangana and Karnataka contain large numbers of human-made tanks that form an important part of their wetland landscapes. Ranganatittu Bird Sanctuary in Karnataka represents an important riverine wetland associated with the Kaveri River. Wetlands of Kerala. Kerala possesses extensive wetlands because of its narrow coastal plain, heavy rainfall and interconnected backwater systems. Vembanad Col is one of Kerala's most important wetland systems. It forms a complex ecological landscape of lake, backwaters, canals and agricultural areas. Ashtamudi Lake is an important coastal wetland strongly influenced by tidal processes. Sasthamkota is an important freshwater lake of Kerala. Wetlands of the eastern coast. The eastern coast of India has extensive lagoons, mangroves and tidal wetlands because of its gentle gradient, large river deltas and extensive coastal deposition. Chilika Lake in Orissa is one of India's most important coastal lagoon wetlands. It contains a dynamic mixture of freshwater and saline water and is connected with the Bay of Bengal. Chilika is important for migratory birds, fisheries and the Irrawaddy dolphin. Koleru Lake in Andhra Pradesh is an important freshwater wetland situated between the Krishna and Godavari Delta regions. Pulicat Lake, located along the Andhra Pradesh-Tamil Nadu coast, is a major brackish water lagoon. Point Kalimaya in Tamil Nadu contains important coastal mass and tidal ecosystems. Pichavaram and Muthupet are notable examples of mangrove wetlands in Tamil Nadu. Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta. The Sundarbans, extending across India and Bangladesh, constitute one of the world's largest mangrove wetland landscapes. The Indian Sundarbans in West Bengal form part of the tidal Ganga-Brahmaputra-Meghna Delta. Freshwater flows, marine tides, salinity and sediment deposition interact to create a highly dynamic wetland ecosystem. The Sundarbans also provide a natural protective barrier against cyclones and storm surges. Wetlands of northeastern India. Extensive wetlands occur in the Brahmaputra and Barak valleys because of heavy rainfall, recurrent floods and frequent changes in river channels. Floodplain lakes in Assam are locally known as Bees. Deepor Bee near Guwahati is an important freshwater wetland. Loktak Lake in Manipur is a distinctive freshwater wetland ecosystem. The characteristic feature of Loktak is the presence of floating masses of vegetation, soil and organic matter known as fumdis. Kebul Lamjau National Park is associated with the floating fumdis of Loktak Lake and provides the principal natural habitat of the Sanghi deer. Western coast and Gujarat. The extensive tidal and saline landscape of the Run of Kutch in Gujarat constitutes one of India's largest wetland environments. Nal Sarovar is an important shallow freshwater wetland and migratory bird habitat in Gujarat. Tidal flats, mudflats and mangroves around the Gulfs of Kutch and Khambhat form extensive coastal wetlands. The coastal regions of Maharashtra and Goa contain estuaries, creeks, mangroves and river mouth wetlands. Island wetlands. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands contain mangroves, tidal creeks, shallow coastal waters and lagoon-type wetlands associated with coral ecosystems. The coral atolls of Lakshadweep enclose lagoons that form distinctive marine wetland ecosystems. Ramsar Convention. The Ramsar Convention is an international agreement concerned with the conservation and wise use of wetlands. It was adopted at Ramsar in Iran in 1971 and came into force in 1975. India became a party to the Ramsar Convention in 1982. Ramsar sites are wetlands recognized as being of international importance. Designation as a Ramsar site does not imply complete prohibition of human activities. The central principle is conservation combined with wise use of wetlands. Ecological importance of wetlands. Wetlands function like natural sponges by temporarily storing excess rainfall and floodwater, thereby helping moderate flood peaks. Many inland wetlands contribute to groundwater recharge by allowing water to infiltrate gradually into the ground. Wetland vegetation can trap sediments, excess nutrients and certain pollutants, thereby contributing to natural water purification. Wetlands provide habitats for fish, amphibians, reptiles, aquatic vegetation and resident as well as migratory birds. Many Indian wetlands provide feeding and resting grounds for migratory waterbirds using the Central Asian flyway. Mangroves and coastal wetlands provide natural protection against cyclones, waves, storm surges and coastal erosion. Peatlands and certain other wetlands can store large quantities of carbon, linking wetland conservation with climate regulation. Wetlands support livelihoods through fisheries, agriculture, livestock, tourism and various locally available biological resources. Major threats to wetlands. Urbanization and encroachment reduce the area of lakes, ponds and floodplain wetlands. Untreated sewage and industrial effluents can cause eutrophication and deterioration of water quality. Agricultural runoff carrying fertilizers and pesticide increases nutrient loads and alters wetland ecology. Dams, drainage modification and excessive water withdrawal can disrupt the natural hydrological supply to wetlands. Invasive alien species can displace native vegetation and disturb aquatic biodiversity. Coastal wetlands are increasingly vulnerable to sea level rise, coastal development and changes in salinity. Conservation and Management. The Wetlands Conservation and Management Rules 2017 provide an important regulatory framework for the conservation and management of notified wetlands in India. Protection of the visible water body alone is insufficient. The catchment, natural inflows, floodplain and surrounding land use must also be managed. Maintaining hydrological connectivity is essential for the long-term ecological functioning of wetlands. Urban wetlands should not be treated as vacant land available for reclamation. They form natural infrastructure for drainage, flood moderation, groundwater management and biodiversity conservation. The broad geographical pattern of Indian wetlands can be understood as high-altitude lakes in the Himalayas, floodplain and oxbow wetlands in the northern plains, saline lakes in the arid west, tanks and reservoirs across peninsular India, deltaic lagoons and mangroves along the eastern coast, and bays and floodplain lakes across northeastern India. Thank you very much for joining us. For more useful study material, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the Pariksha Academy channel.